Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast with me, Matt. You may have noticed something looks a little bit different this time. The game is widescreen now after the latest driver update I did, which is a little bit awkward. You may be having free for you all here on a 4v4 map called Launch Assault. It's in the middle of the map pool. It's on the western front. Let's go for the players. Actually, on the western front I should probably turn it like this. There we go, now the allies come in from the west. Let's go for the players. We have Silver Wolf straight out the gate with Ranger Company for United States of America. We have Chewie with Mechanized Company, okay. And finally, U-Navy, also as Ranger Company. So a lot of potentially elite heavy armor for United States late game. Representing the Germans today have triple Waffen-SS with Zorzo as Mechanisierte Tactics, first of all. We have Deviant as Panzer Tactics. And finally, Mars Grand as Sturm Tactics. A little bit of variety here for the Waffen-SS. Looks like some of them pushed up pretty far here. But yeah, I did a driver update for my graphics card, and after that, when I started up Coming to Heroes 2, it was suddenly in widescreen. So I had to fiddle a little bit with my OBS to see how this will turn out, but hopefully you guys won't mind. You can tell me what you think about the widescreen and such after this in the comments if you're interested. Anyway, I've had to do a little bit of juggling with my recording settings, so it's just how it is. So we just have the Germans moving around the moment as the Americans try to get some shots in. Americans gonna use this building here against the Storm Pioneers. I don't think the Storm Pioneers want to stay in that fight for long. You do have some Storm Grenadiers heading up towards the ruined castle here. This is a very special point here on the Launch Assault map. Lots of infantry fighting can happen in the castle here. It looks like the Americans are gonna beat back the Storm Pioneers in time, hopefully. Then in the town, there's generally a lot of good urban fighting. So the Storm Grenadiers are fighting down here against the Americans. Storm is also inside the building, more riflemen coming up. We got some early combat engineers coming out here for the Mechanized, one of their unique infantry group units. They'll push here for the munitions point. So the Storm Pioneers are gonna go for it though. Yeah, some Hitler Youth coming up here for the center. A unique Tiber infantry alternative you can get if you're playing as Panzer. Looks like Deviant is just gonna rely mostly on Hitler Youth to secure the front line here. Not a bad choice. They are very cheap compared to Sturm Grenadiers, so we also have some 9th SS, which is the cheaper variant for Mechanisierte, so a lot of cheap alternative infantry here for the certain commanders the Waffen-SS are using. We might see a pineapple coming over here. Yep, pineapple grenade. Let's go for this 9th SS. Looks like they dodged most of it, you're only getting suppressed. Americans moving to secure the center. Bullwagen got hit here by the Americans. They have an Aufklass. Well, he might want to decide to pull back. There's a lot of Americans nearby. I have had a little bit of a lull of replay sent in recently, which I guess is fine. It's summer. Everyone is busy with having summer. And I just found this one on the Discord and decided I wanted to try and cast it a little bit after my update of the drivers. Also because I've just been very busy for a while, and now I finally had a little bit of free time for myself, so decided to try and do that instead. We might have a pineapple grade coming over here from these Americans. Yep, right towards the Hitler Youth. We also have an SS Panzerjäger squad. More Hitler Youth coming onto the front line. The Waffen-SS are doing their best to try and keep the Americans off this point, but that won't help. That's a lot of Americans sitting up there. I know Sturm Pioneer is going to get cut to pieces. They are trying to scavenge the Kugelwagen. And actually succeed! Getting 12 fuel back and then 9 the Kugelwagen to the United States. Very tricky, but they succeeded at it. So that was actually a good thing. 12 fuels. Is that actually more than costs? I actually cannot tell here. Drop on the list. We're ready to move. Americans going inside the buildings here. Germans also moving inside the church here with the Panzerjäger, getting them in overwatch up at the church tower. Bullwagen still driving around here for the Waffen-SS. Doing a lot of hurt in the United States. Those 5 men are definitely in trouble. I don't think they'll get out of there. Looks like they might. It looks like they actually might. Lucky for them. Hitler Youth moving into the graveyard area and the church. Some of them have already been equipped with an MG-34. Giving them some long-range firepower. So they're going to replace the Panzerjägers. Panzerjägers evacuate. And they're going to have an MG-34 in that church tower. It's already getting some shots towards this angle. Germans having issues on this flank though. MG-34 arriving here, a heavy machine gun of it. Americans are pushing up with some mechanized troopers for the fuel points. That's going to be a big problem for the Germans if they cannot hold it. You know, the 9th are fighting down here. Well, more and more Americans are moving up, but the Germans still hold the southern munitions points, so they are getting some more munitions to work with. So the mechanized troopers were pushed back by the Storm Pioneer. Germans have made no push for the castle, which is firmly in American hands. Americans are just stuck in around here and is waiting. Kuhlmann chases down the American re-echelon. They're gonna run straight into the American rifleman squad. Getting ready with an anti-tank rifle grenade. Oh, hitting straight into Kuhlmann, killing the crew. We do have an MG-34 squad around. Just need a place to set up. You know, the Germans are spreading around inside the town, quickly trying to get into new positions. There are windows on this side here, so they can utilize that. The Americans try to do a push for the center, but the MG-44 in the church has a very wide side. Yeah, also present the American command engineers, which will make them vulnerable here to the other Hitler Youth. And that's gonna force the command engineers to run off. Now, don't underestimate a machine gun inside a church like that. It's in a very good advantage position. It's gonna matter a lot more in Company Heroes 3, I imagine. All arriving and MG as well for the United States, but these Hitler Youth are quickly rushing up. They might incendiary grenade the machine gun. Yep, they are. And that's gonna burn the crew. But the Hitler Youth are still out in the open, they're probably gonna die. Yep, they die, but they do clear out the machine gun and destroy it. More Hitler Youth arriving on the battlefield. Meanwhile, we do have some Sturmgrenadiers stuck in here with an MG-42. Now, as they like, you can actually, you can actually get an MG-44 100 rounds as well. You can turn your Sturmgrenadiers into an exceptionally defensive squad with a lot of firepower. Looks like the Americans have a 40 HQ here, which is a little bit risky because the 9th SS can actually see it. And there's also an MG-44 heavy machine gun nearby. Grenade going out from both sides. The Germans so far have had the better of it. We do have some Ranger recon teams coming up here with Springfield sniper rifles and 30 caliber machine guns. So we have a push towards the castle here from the Wallonian troops, Waffen-SS Wallonian brigades. Made up of people from the Wallonian region. Oh, Americans laid mines inside the castle. Didn't realize that. Good job on the Americans. But Hitler Youth are pushing up very aggressively here. And now the Waffen-SS Sturm Pioneers are moving up here. With the MG-42 supported by some Sturm Pioneers. Equipped with some MP-40s for some close-range firepower. Also some more Sturm Grenadiers get inside the building here. Putting out a lot of aggressive fire to power down. We do have a half-track with some Rangers. Smoke grenade popping. Panzerjägers are nearby though with a Panzerbüchse, which will be able to deal with the half-track once the smoke clears. Ooh, I think the Panzerbüchse is not in range right now though, and this 50 caliber will just do a lot of damage though. Good rifle grenade shot, however. I'll buy them a little bit of time. Half-track is going to try and back off. Another rifle grenade. Half-track goes down. And the Americans are pushing up here with an armored car. Germans are not prepared for that with anti-tank equipment. So the Americans are pushing very aggressively, but I don't think this attempt is going to last for much longer. Wallonians are nearby as well as some Panzerjägers. Like, cheeky attempt, but it's not going to work out in the end here. Germans are pushing up aggressively with a command half-track, which can capture, by the way, so you can push it up on lightly defended points. That's on the light gunfire, and they can capture it. Pretty useful. Looks like the Americans have almost been pushed out of the town at this point. The Waffen-SS has done a pretty good job on these flanks. Plus the Wallonians are going to try and push up, but the Americans still have a 57 and a 30 caliber waiting here. A lot of the German push is going towards this part of the town, and the Americans are almost pushed out of it. Just these two more sectors, and then the Americans will have lost the entirety of the town. That's definitely going to be a problem for them in the long run, I feel. Might have to is clearing out some of the fences, evidently. Probably to give more line of sight for these units inside the building. More American half-tracks coming up with more Ranger squads to support. Lots of US Army Rangers. Very good infantry. That 50 caliber will be able to chew through this half-track. Like big American assault coming in here. Panzerbüchse is trying to get shots in here in the half-track. Machine gun Mthis to suppress. Half-track is doing his best to suppress as well. But we do have some anti-tank grenades hitting it. That might be that half-track. Yep. Man squad quickly gets out of it. American half-track manages to back off. Rangers could disembark here. If a blitz nearby, some of the Germans can reinforce from the front line. Needs to be in friendly territory though. But the Americans have also have another forward HQ here to operate from. Those are the mechanized troops operating from it. Rangers doing their best to fight on the southern flank. There's some smoke shells coming in. More Rangers coming up here. Lots of Thompsons and BARs. Lots of very elite American infantry arriving. Looks like the Walloons managed to push up here under smoke cover for the northern points. Force the Americans to fall a little bit back to that forward HQ they established. But the fight continues here. Artillery shells standing around these fortified positions that were blown apart. Double Stuarts coming up for one of the United States players. Balloons are getting mowed down afterwards. There's a fighting position back there. There is, with a 50 caliber position. Armored car coming up here with another 50 caliber. 50 caliber machine guns are potent, so don't underestimate that. Half-track moving up again with the Rangers. Problem is that Panzerjäger with their Panzerbüchse. Pack has arrived though for the Germans. Germans trying to utilize all the cover they can. I hope the white screen is actually giving us a lot more to look at while the battle is going on. Like, I have a feel like I can see a lot more happening. I hope you can too. Although on the minimap and the HUD is a lot smaller now. And this is even the max size to put on as an observer, by the way. So it's something for me to get used to, especially all this empty area here. Ooh, bazooka misses. Oh, actually that's another, so that's a Panzer strike. Never mind. Rocket-based anti-tank weapon. Oh, 50 caliber taken out here. Half-track has to pull back. There are some mortars arriving here for the United States still. And the 50 caliber is certainly doing its work. There's some first SS arriving here, but they have to pull back immediately. The 50 caliber took out some of them. So they are mostly entirely with Sturmgewehrs. Artillery landing near the church. Command tank arriving though, driving through the graveyard and getting into a better position. The mechanized troops are trying to set up a defense the best they can. They can reinforce from the half-track here, so at least have that going for them. But they need some way to get medical attention. Enforcement and medical attention are two very different things after all. And these Mthis units are definitely very low on health. Oh, we have the specialized grenadiers that you can get as mechanized beings in here. I forgot they're called the Flying Gaia? I cannot really see the name, I just 10 SS. But guys, these guys have really good defensive infantry. Personally, one of my favorites to look at. Very good looking, and I like to get an LMG-432 with 100 rounds. They're very good in a static position to just lay down a suppressor fire. And we have the Free French arriving! But they're gonna be greeted by a command tank. Looks like the Free French squad survived though.
Light vehicle just got destroyed.
I guess we're somewhere in France, with the Free French also helping. Although I'm pretty sure the Free French also helped dealing with on German terrain. I'm not an expert on that, but I'm sure someone did. Or perhaps they were just focused on staying in France or something after France was liberated. I'm not really sure. I don't actually know the exploits of the Free French much after they retook Normandy and such. That looks a little bit off. Ooh, these buildings are getting severely hit by all the Americans, especially those 50 caliber machine guns. The mortar as well is doing a lot of work. More American artillery going in from this lieutenant. Looks like a heavy machine gun has been in the church. Ooh, and the Rangers are pushing up very hard here. Panzerbüchse is not getting some good shots in. Oh man, these Rangers do a great job in the half-track. I don't underestimate a half-track with some Rangers. They can do an amazing job from it. They were trying to use an anti-tank rifle grenade. They're getting close to this MG-44 though. 50 caliber is doing a great job, and the bazooka is also helping. The fact they can fire out the half-track though with rockets is a little bit odd, but that's a game mechanic for you. The front line on the north is still kind of static, just there's some exchanges of artillery. Several mortars of the Waffen-SS has been called in. Trying to lay down some suppressive fire on the northern American flank. Oh, engine has been damaged here on the half-track by the Mets to take on another squad. Oh, it's been immobilized. The Rangers are ditching it. Probably for good reason at that. But Rangers do a great job. Command tank moving up here. Looks like the French troops are falling back to replenish. Also because I don't think they have any AT equipment that can deal with the Panzer IV. Oh, looks like the SS Panzer's lost a lot of stuff. We have a command, oh, well not actually a command, but the Panzer II Luke's coming out here for the mechanized. It looks like the tank hunters were trying to get a composite B on the tank. Oh, good shot with the bazooka though, but they're being hit by all the machine guns and got killed. That's gonna force the command tank back for a while. Rangers pushing down here. Looks like some re-echelon found an MG-42 underground. Making good use of it. They actually have a sniper from the Waffen-SS. I believe this is unique to Sturm. Because not all commands can get snipers after all. I think it's Sturm that gets the Waffen-SS sniper with the scope Gewehr 43. The Lux is doing a good job here. Lux will do a lot of good work with his 2cm autocannon. Obviously, the Americans do have heat rocket-based bazookas from the Rangers, so we need to see what happens. Needs to be very cautious here. Ah, it's waiting for the half-track. You can auto only target vehicles. Very smart. Yeah, it's trying to hunt down that half-track. Unfortunately, the Ranger Recon can just use a bazooka like an ability. And that clears out that Lux. They're not that good or lucky from the German side. Here we have the 10 FSS moving up again. Trying to get behind some heavy cover. Command tank also coming out to supplement. When the half-track was not prepared for this, and the Rangers are getting cut down. And that was actually the bazooka squad getting wiped, so this means the Germans can push up. That's lack of AT equipment. There is a 57mm gun nearby. Command tank is just driving fast though. I think it should probably have stuck around to help a little bit more, but that's just my opinion. You have a mortar half-track here as well for the mechanized, I think. Or you Navy. Maybe mechanized, no, you Navy is Rangers, so I guess Rangers can also get the mortar half-track. Good to know. I guess Rangers do get a lot of mixed stuff that can help. The fight up here just continues. German mortars are falling back for some reason. Not sure why though, it looks like there was not really much of that to stop them. The man tank is doing a lot of work here on the American lines. The Americans lacking and get to stop it. We do have this 57. Oh, bazooka in the rear from the Ranger Recon, and the command team has to run. Getting cut down there by the Free French and other units. So we have a Greyhound and a Scot arriving here in the battlefield for the mechanized. Greyhound is one of my favorite little light armored vehicles for the United States. Pretty cool little thing, and the Scot is basically a mobile howitzer, so to speak. It's a gun character, I believe they call it. They're still holding on to the town the best they can, but the 10th SS cannot last long, I think. We'll probably have to get out of that building. SS Sniper's trying to get some shots in though. There's going to be a lot of fire coming his way soon. And he's out in the open street. He's trying to get away from that. We do have some German mortars in the center as well. From the Waffen-SS Panzer. Panzer IV arriving here for the mechanized. Does not arrive with high explosive shells and cannot get high explosive shells. Remember that. So it's a little bit worse than the H in that regard. Oh, those Ranger V-Gun are getting almost mowed down in seconds there, thanks to all the automatic fire here from the Germans. Double MP40s here for the Storm Pioneers. Pillbox has been established on the southern flank. There was a Stuart tank right here. Not sure if this is part of a map or it was destroyed here recently. Looks like we have the first SS moving up here. Followed by some Hitler Youth. Got us nearby though. Able to use his motor carriage gun. And we have the Greyhound nearby, using a small 30 caliber in its turret and its 50 caliber on top. How can it fire the 30 caliber and the 50 caliber at the same time? I'm confused. I don't know. I do not know how the Greyhound's working internally. That's a lot of anti-infantry firepower in one little light vehicle. Mthis SS is still holding on. We also have the 9th SS nearby. Water shells landing in the streets. Panzer 14 needs to decide where he wants to go. Ooh, and the Scott is trying to aim for these mortars. Northern flank, not much is happening. Germans just keep an eye on the front line with their Aufklärer. Using some flares and then the mortar starts shelling. Oh, they're using smoke shells. Ah, they're gonna send up a Goliath. I suppose that'll do it. If that Goliath can get close enough to SHQ, it can delete it instantly. I'll keep an eye on the minimap there. Panzer J is still keeping up here. Lots of firepower coming in. The Americans that are trying to push up. Goliath is creeping up here. Smoke is covering it. Ooh, but if that smoke... Oh, no, that's definitely not going to cover it. Yeah, they're not going to be able to stop the Goliath from getting up here. Ooh. Yeah, okay, so it takes out the... Oh, it takes out the fighting pits. Okay, that makes sense. But Germans need to push up right afterwards, I'd say. And we're still fighting in the town here. Panzer J holding back the Americans. Taking out some of the cover. Oh! We have an Immergrün coming up here for the mechanized. Unique howitzer available too. Mechanized commander for the Waffen-SS. Probably the heaviest howitzer the Germans can field on the battlefield. Scots are trying to get shots in. But the Immergrün will certainly do a good job. Looks like it's been also being counter barrage. We're ready to take its first shot at those Scots. See? Yep, here comes the shots. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem for the Americans to deal with, that's for sure. Looks like the Alf class trying to sneak up, keep in line the Americans. More pillboxes going up for the mechanized. Probably what the mechanized is good at, because they are actually good at digging in. They are kind of the defensive commander for the Waffen-SS. Oh, looks like the Immergrün took out the Scot. We also have a jumbo tank coming out from one of the Rangers now. Getting anything else from the United States? Yep, EC8 coming up for the mechanized. That's going to be a lot of very good Shermans in very short amount of time. The jumbo and the EC8 can work very well together if they coordinate. Meanwhile, the Germans are getting a Tiger tank from the Panzerdivision. And we are seeing triple light infantry gun. That's arriving very rapidly here for the Doom commander. No, not any infantry though, just support weapons. Support squads. They actually have no infantry squads. Very intriguing. White phosphorus landing around the church with the Americans intend to burn down the area. Americans are also trying to sneak up around here at the edge, but it's not really working out. Germans are keeping good enough eyes on it. And the pillboxes are doing their best to keep the American Rangers at bay. We also have American recon teams sneaking up now. They want to get eyes of where that Immergrün is, I imagine. And just make the accuracy of the artillery more precise. Just do note, if you have a recon squad spotting for your artillery, its shells should land closer to the target. As long as you can maintain sight of the target, of course. Which would make a lot of sense when you think about it. Because they're kind of phoning in the artillery coordinates. Problem is the German artillery is in counter barrage, so Imogun is gonna fire very close range here. Yeah, that's definitely something that will be felt. But here's the jumbo. We also have a long tom coming up from the United States somewhere. Not sure where. Back there, okay. Long tom is basically the American version of the Imogun when you think about it. 155mm, that's definitely a very big caliber gun. So it's gonna be firing up here. Yeah, got it taking a shot there, and will it hit? Oh, you can hear it. Oh, very close. Goes to the jumbos heading northwards. Looks like the Americans are gonna try and push up there. We also have a Calliope coming out here for the mechanized rocket-based Sherman artillery. Or Sherman-based rocket artillery, perhaps. Is the way you say it. Lots of barrages coming out here from the light infantry guns. It's going to be easy target for all the American counter artillery. However, I do like that artillery now costs munitions to be in counter barrage, so it's not as abusable as it used to be. You can actually be starved from munitions pretty quick if you just keep doing it. You have a Tiger tank here for the Germans though, so you have something to push up with if they can get some infantry support to push alongside it. Germans are still holding the town pretty reliably though. This off class keeping sights of the Americans. They now clearly know the jumbo's coming. Promise to the Germans have anything that can stop the jumbo. Oh, off class been spotted here. Oh, this is not going to be good for the Germans, I think. They do have a pack hiding here. Or will it be enough? Oh, the heat shells and hollow charge shells are not breaking through the front of the jumbo. But jumbo decides to back off simply because there's sheer amount of things there. But a Calliope is opening fire. Hey, a close range Calliope barrage at that. But pretty effective, taking out the building there. Doing a fair amount of damage, 29 kills in that one barrage. Long Tom firing into the town. I think the Germans are realizing they cannot really maintain a fight there. I think it's Cream barraging, or is that another howitzer? That's another howitzer. Yeah, this one is Cream barraging, right? That's why it's landing so quickly. Artillery also going in around the church. Pulled in by Hudo. It looks like the lieutenant here. White phosphorus on the church. And the Americans are going to try and burn it down, and now the church is burning down. It looks like the Americans have made the opening they need. They just need to push in with their Pershings, with their Shermans now. And we do have an EC8 waiting to push in now. The Americans just need to do it. Like they have the opening. Imogun is trying to fire back though.
Major reporting for action.
Tiger tank is just staying on defense at the moment, not really doing much. Because Mthis is coming onto the field though. Ah, there's a trench here with a bazooka with heat rockets in. That's probably why the tags are pushing up beyond this hedgerow. Recon team sneaking up now. Order half track also driving up. So the jumbo is still poking up here at the front line. Looks like a house has been set up here by the Germans. A little bit of a risky move, I'd say. Yeah, Long Tom is still firing in counter barrage up here. That's definitely going to do a lot of work. Sniper actually got spotted and he gets mowed down by the machine guns. Oh yeah, the jumbo I think is going to be basically untouched by any of these weapons. Yeah, that's not looking good for the Germans here. Jumbo's just going to drive forwards. There's no Panzerjäger. And the Long Tom is just hitting straight on him. Looks like the SS Cavalry has been called in as a battle group though, but I don't think that's going to do much. That jumbo is just tearing through everything the Germans have set up here. Honestly, with a lack of infantry units, it's not really a surprise that it's going this bad up here. Jumbo's just taking its way through everything. Oh, they did try to direct fire with the howitzer. Looks like it failed though. Again, they're trying to deal with a freaking Jumbo Sherman here. This thing has a pretty ridiculous amount of frontal armor, by the way. So unless the Germans can quickly direct something to help. Looks like someone is not glad that there's a lot of American artillery going out. Port observation bunker space up here. Tiger tank is driving around here. I think the Germans realize they have to push somewhere because currently the Jumbo is just uncontested. Looks like the SS cavalry is trying to drive up on it. Not sure if they have any AT equipment on it. They don't. They don't have any AT equipment. They are getting a Flammenwerfer though. The Tiger tank is still in the center here. They are able to keep their bunkers repaired thanks to the forward observation bunker. It's a repair team that will actually repair all buildings around it, including itself. Very dangerous. The Jumbo took out most of the Waffen system. We are getting a Panzerstreck team arriving though. But it's not looking good here for the Germans. And now the long toms are firing again. They're not gonna let up on the German defenders. Panzerstreck is missing because it's suppressed. That reduces your accuracy. 2 Gs are gonna be arriving shortly. And the machine guns on the Jumbo is just working too well here. Oh, looks like the Tiger tank got hit by a bazooka rocket or something. Forcing it back briefly. And that trench is actually doing a good job keeping the Germans at bay. Oh, 3 French getting cut to pieces though. EC8 and some Americans pushing up. They even have the Major with them. Very brave of him. Especially because he's been cut down by a machine gun. EC8 could be in trouble here. Not sure if the Tiger's doing. I think there's a side blocker here that's invisible. No penetration there from the EC8 on the EC8. 2 days from the artillery strike. Well, the Tiger's still trying to aim for the EC8 there. EC8 is trying to go for it. Ooh. Nope, it's not going for it. Not yet. Panzer 40 in the flank. Gets penetrated. And the bazooka from the Ranger Recon takes it out. The American infantry is pushing forwards now. Now the United States are pushing up very aggressively. Bazooka hits but doesn't penetrate. Need to be cautious. The EC is still nearby. Stukas first firing. Gonna hit around here, I imagine. Overshot a little. Oh, Tiger takes out the EC8. Americans are pushing up there. It looks like they've been doing marching fire or fire superiority while they've been doing it. Live is driving up. It's gonna do a short range barrage. Getting around here. They're trying to take out the Tiger. Looks like the Tiger is gonna make it out though. We have a Jumbo nearby here as well. Looks like the Stuks on the northern flank managed to push back the Americans. We also have the Sturmsieger now arriving from Marsgard, or Marsgrand, I mean. But this Tiger tank is in desperate need of repairs. But the Americans have definitely put up the pressure now, and they think they might be able to pull through this. Depending on what happens. Imogen is firing though. Lucky the Americans were a little bit further back than their march. They would have walked straight into an Imogen shell. So that the Jumbo is preparing to move up. Looks like it's a second Imogen set up back here. So lots of Imogens now. That's actually 3 Imogens. Yeah, 3 immigrant howitzers have been set up by the German Waffen-SS to try and keep down the American artillery with counter-barraging. That is a lot of heavy shells. Tigers being repaired the fastest they can. Ooh, and at 4 HQ, the Waffen-SS is being taken out very rapidly. I think they're gonna lose that. Range assault here going in on towards one of their 3-inch guns. Bring the recon up here. We have the Storm Pioneers trying to push up. Rangers waiting in ambush here though. Being very cheeky. Storm Tiger is present. Just need to get a sight on his targets. Ooh, is he gonna be trying and drive up here and fire? So they hit the UFO moving to secure the point in the center here with the first SS. Tiger is operational again. And we just can hear the howitzer shell surviving. Oh, landing right near the Tiger. Didn't do too much though. Rachel pushing up here, hitting up on the SS cavalry. They want to take out that Storm Tiger. For good reason too. Realism is not going to be able to do much against these Panzerjägers. Tiger tank pushing up through the center. There's still bazookas in the trench. This is not the heat bazooka though, because the company needs to be replaced with a mechanized trooper. This is the weaker bazooka. Ooh, high explosive shell clears it out.
Just got a report of an infantry unit being wiped out.
More Americans coming over, and here's the company needs with the heat bazooka. It's probably not just called the heat bazooka because bazookas already use heat, but more the symbol of the. I guess I should just call it an improved bazooka. I like calling it the heat bazooka because it has a symbol, the shield that's cracking, like armor piercing, basically. Because they're scaling up here the best they can, using the wooden fences and the vineyards as their cover. Americans try and take up cover with the bushes and the tree. We also have the 3 French supporting. Not sure how much help they'll do, but they'll do their best. The strikes coming in. I think the 3 French get defensive bonuses in cover, like the British. You can see that on the cover symbol. That's good to know. So like the 3 French troops that the mechanized get can actually do better in cover as a defensive infantry. Very intriguing. Ranger Recon of Veteran C5. They've just been doing a lot of work. So we have a rifle grenade going out there. Doesn't hit too much. We push up here in the northern flank. We have another Goliath. You're almost gonna hit it, I think. Yeah. Bazooka's trying to get shot, and the Jumbo's pushing up on the Jumbos here. Storm Tiger's gonna overshoot. Oh, it's time to decide on another target. But Jumbo's just gonna keep driving forwards. Storm Tiger cannot fire soon enough. Gonna fire here, I think. And that certainly did it. That certainly did it. But more and more Shermans have arrived here for the United States. I think they're preparing for a big push. Germans have dug in the best they can though with what remaining cover they have. Yeah, there's a reason why it takes so long to prepare that thing. It's very powerful. Ooh, that 40 HQ is probably gonna get destroyed here. That's all the satchel charges. The Rangers did a very good push there. Looking good for the Waffen-SS on the northern flank. Tiger's pushing up in the center. Just as the Calliope shots are coming in. Tiger has to be cautious though.
Tiger tank is ready for action.
Second Tiger has arrived, however. You see it might get taken out here. Yeah, that's one of them down. But the Jumbos and the Shermans pushing up here. 1 penetration. 2 penetrations is all it'll take. And there's the Tiger gone. Shermans are pushing up aggressively. That's a lot of Shermans. You just need to keep driving forwards. More artillery shells coming in. Looks these are American, I think. The Americans just need to get the infantry up behind them. Where's all the infantry? I guess it's still being healed up. Second Tiger's driving up to the front line quick. Needs to maintain this long range against the Shermans. Oh, it's getting a little bit too close, I think. That's one Sherman down. You know, the Tiger only needs to penetrate the Sherman once to kill them. Whereas the Shermans need to penetrate the Tiger twice, I believe. But the Shermans are taking the heavy casualties now. Well, cost-wise, I think the Americans are definitely winning out here.
Ready for action.
One in the field here.
Ready for action.
We also have some more of the SS cavalry arriving in half-tracks. And Sturmtiger is reloaded to fire again.
Prepare for action.
Tiger tank is moving up. Ooh, got penetrated by the Jumbo. There's the Jumbo crew though. One more shot and the Jumbo will be taken out. Smoke popped. Smoke pop from the Tiger as well. They're backing off. Lots of fire action going on here today. ND4 too quickly reloading. Definitely getting some work done. Red Tiger's backing off for some repairs, probably back here where it's a little bit safer. Sturmtiger is ready to fire again, after all. You know, the 8th SS is just holding the ground here.
Task complete.
And I know where they are, but that grenade is just gonna hit the building. Yes, I think that building's just gonna catch fire. Yep, including that Fort HQ they established there.
Send your orders. Wagen ready.
That both sides are cooling down a little bit now. Germans might try to steal this German 76. Yet they are trying to get themselves a Beutepanzer here. Very risky maneuver though, considering everything. They're throwing some smoke grenades though.
Authorization to appropriate nearby dwellings for field headquarters.
Gonna take a while to get that thing safely back. The Germans are really trying. And the long terms are now hitting the forward areas of the Waffen system on the northern flank again.
Fire. Stand by, crew. Crew, get ready.
Need more smoke pop. So the Americans, the Germans are really trying to steal that Beutepanzer. They can like have it to their own use. But I think the Americans are gonna try and deny it here. 57mm setting up. And they're trying to attack ground. Not really working out for them though. Oh, one shot hit there. Just need one penetration. But I think, yeah, they're gonna get cleared out, so I think that Sherman so far is still safe.
Standing by.
Tiger tank is also ready to the front line here again. Long match so far. Oh. Ah, look at all these Shermans. I think the Americans are preparing for a northward flanking maneuver that will completely overrun in the circle. As the Germans on the northern flank are just lacking in anything to stop them. The Germans still holding on to the town here, but all the artillery strikes are certainly hitting. Americans suffering some losses as well from all the Stukas fire. Also got a half-track is trying to move for the center here, not sure what that's about. Sturmtiger's gonna try and get a shot somewhere, I imagine. That half-track got taken out. Tiger tank pushing up, it's being shot by several things, driver injured. It's stuck. Smoke popped. Mthis firing, stunning them. So the Shermans are heading down this way instead. Tiger taken out here. Stormseeker firing.
Stand ready. Orders complete.
Stormseeker has to back off there. Probably have aimed around this area, I imagine, where there's some more defenses, but I know it's very inaccurate at long range. Still trying to repair the Beutepanzer, third Tiger coming in. But I think all the Shermans, if they decide to pull through here together, they could overrun the German defenders. They just need to coordinate the push and spearhead straight through the German lines. Then they could just break the Germans back. And look at all the Shermans here, they are ready to push. Oh yeah, here they come. Come on. Oh, looks like they're diverting northwards instead. But the Shermans are pushing in the center. John leading the way with some easy support, 76 Germans behind. Machine guns are ripping into the first SS, they run up towards them. Beutepanzer taken out. But all the American tanks are getting a bonus from coordinating up to a maximum of 3 from their radio net ability. Because all the tanks are just coordinating. Oh! That was a Stormseeker shot right there, and a pretty damn good one at that. But the Americans are still driving. Tiger tank has arrived though to cover it. That's a dead 76. That was a good use of the. Stormseeker. Yeah, it does reload very quick. It doesn't take that long to reload it, I think. 35 seconds. Shermans could push on the northern flank here now, because it's gonna take a little bit before that Stormseeker can fire again. There's a lack of stuff to stop it, because the Germans don't mind their front line. And well, the Tiger's desperately holding on here. Here come the Shermans. 76 Shermans, we also have some Rangers leading the way. Rangers keeping a range here, taking the shots in. Here comes the Shermans. Tiger's pushing up very far up here. Very risky maneuver. But it's securing the Germans on ground, but I think the gunner has been injured. That's gonna make the Tiger take a wild. Oh, it didn't penetrate the EC8. Maybe well, the Shermans are pushing up here. I don't think the Germans can stop this. They're trying to go hunt for the Stormseeker. There's a lack of things to stop them. And that's a dead Stormseeker. Yeah, at this point, the Germans surrender. I guess that makes sense. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this little chaotic match. And I'll see you all in the next one, everyone. Hopefully the new format is good. Bye-bye.